Good evening, everyone. Tonight I thought I'd do a video tutorial on the production of a single note and how the state of mind that we approach the piano with can make a huge difference in a single note. And I'm going to use two pieces, one the Consolation in E major by Mendelssohn, and the others the Chopin Prelude in E minor. So I wrote some notes so that I don't want to miss any of these points, but you don't want to make noise when you play the piano. And so many people, when I would hear them at City Hall and so on, they attack the keys in such a violent way and without any thought to feeling and emotion. And you have to understand the weapon, you have to understand the hammer, you have to understand the piano action, how that hammer, when this is a lever and it goes down, the other end goes up. The hammer is slung up into the wire to make the wave to the listener's ear. You don't want to make noise, no matter whether you're playing heavy. It can be something huge like it can be big, or it can be like it can be big stuff, but you're not hitting, and it can be warm and inviting and you affect the emotion of the listener when you can do this. So there's a saying that I think it was in famous sayings that farmers used to use: words that soak into the ears are whispered, not yelled. And it's the same thing with soaking your weight into the keys so that you can balance there, but with the effect of how you're sending the hammer up into the wire to make the wave to the listener. And if you think of how you can, if you have a problem getting to sleep, you can meditate, you can hypnotize yourself into sleep, you can listen to the sound of rain falling on a rooftop, or little birds chirping in the background, or the water flowing, or sounds of nature and things like this. But it's all to bring you into a state of mind that's at peace, it's calm, and it's relaxed. And producing a tone starts with relaxation. So I titled this Meditating a Single Note. And if you can study how you meditate, I think it'll bring you closer to the physics of the piano key and the weapon and the hammer. So for a single note. And it's starts with relaxation, the dead weight of the arm. As I've said so many times in the Civic King tutorials, you have to feel that weight that you can rest in the keys, that it's not stopping there, it's releasing all the way to the floor with the limpid wrist. And when you can think of how you get to sleep, and you think of just relaxing and hypnotizing yourself into, by meditation, thinking of how you meditate to relax, you think of your breathing. You think of taking a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And when you can just, first of all, you sit right in front of middle C. And you just relax with your arms hanging there, where you can lift one shoulder up where the other is down, and then move that right shoulder forward and the left back, and then come down and draw a bicycle like you're going out on the spokes, and then the left one is up and the right one is down, and then go back with the right shoulder and forward with the left one, and then the reverse, the right one forward and the left one back. And when you just flop then from that, just drop your shoulders, relax your shoulders, and feel that you're into that state of relaxation for your breathing. When you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth slowly, breathing out slowly. So you take in that deep breath, and when it comes out through your mouth, it's coming out slowly. And your shoulders are dropped and relaxed. Your whole body can feel heavier and heavier and heavier as you're in that state. And when you can think of a single note and think heavier and heavier and heavier, because you're releasing and flopping and letting gravity do its thing. After you release on the way up, just relax deeper and deeper and deeper, and you will feel the pressure. So what I put there was your whole body feels heavier and heavier and heavier. Think of falling asleep. Let your arms and fingers melt into the keys and finally find the bottom. And you will feel that pressure and the contact and the balance in the key, because the finger is at some point able to press down without doing it from the wrist. If you're doing it from the wrist, you're going to be pushing down, and again the hammer is up harsh, and it makes what's called cacophony or noise. It doesn't make a wave vibration, it's just a sudden jolt to the wire and no wave. So there's no wave to be sent through the bridge to the sounding board, which goes to the listener, which goes to your heart in the end. That's the warmth of it. That's where you've got to be. And you can have the snap of the finger for the overtones and the quickness and the rotating of the wrist. You can have all of that kind of thing, but relax, just relax and let it fall deep, the way you fall into a deep sleep. So just let your fingers, your arms and your fingers melt into the keys, and finally to the bottom you'll feel the pressure and the contact and the balance. That's the left-right feeling that you're keeping it from falling over this way or this way. It's balanced so that you have something to crawl over to the next. But it's that single note that you calmed your breathing down, and your whole being feels heavier and heavier and heavier. And so you feel heavier and heavier and heavier into the piano key. The heaviness doesn't stop at that point. It keeps getting heavier. You can feel that pressure. It gives you something to hold on to in the keys, and it's a beautiful feeling when you can get that. So just relax and imagine somebody's pulling out on your elbow and let it fall back, and have that limpid wrist and no pushing, no sense of pushing whatever. The finger can press tight down without pulling up in the wrist once that meditation and that gravity have worked and done their thing on that single note. So it takes time. Heavy eyelids, just think of the whole body as heavy like that, and feel yourself getting heavier and heavier and heavier as you're in the keys like that. And then you crawl over to where you want the next drop to be. And you can voice it. You can have the top. You want some bass, but you don't want, and you want color. It's like when you do this. You want more. Then it sings. Then you have it. You hear it die down, and then you match how quiet it got. So when you can do these things, you make the listener enjoy the music more, and you appeal to their feelings when you do it. So let's see if I'm forgetting anything here. If you can think of the time it takes even for your eyelids to feel heavy, and you're getting yourself heavier and heavier and heavier deep into relaxation, because it starts with relaxation when you're playing the piano. It can't start with tightness in the shoulders, the elbows, or the wrists and making noise. For the color, be able to turn the doorknob and be able to have the snap to the finger. The muscles that close the hand and work and open the hand, under here contract, up here open, and when they work against each other as an antagonistic pair, it firms the finger so that arch and this arch allow you to have a structure that can support the natural weight of your arm, so that when you relax into that note. So don't be in a hurry to play the next note till you've completed this feeling of meditating and going in as gently as you want to whisper the note. You can be as silent as you want. Then if you want. So you get to enjoy your playing a lot more when you do that when you're playing. So let's see now. Meditate your way into that single note and whisper it into your ear. It's as though the piano key is an ear open and listening, and then that saying, words that soak into your ears are whispered, not yelled. So don't force your sound. Just feel as you take that deep breath in and slowly breathe out gently through your mouth. Feel heavier and heavier and heavier in the key as you sink in. And I think that gives you a good basis from which to start. It can be as simple a piece as Mary Had a Little Lamb. Each note, though, enjoy it and then go to the next one. So if I go in the Mendelssohn Constellation, so that first note, I'm expressing it. I'm getting calm in my body, in my whole being heavier and heavier as gravity absorbs me down into the world, and I can go as gently as I want then. So each note can be that slowly, you see? Each note, note. When I want to go choir on that, but it's an amen. It's a perfect cadence, so it's resolving from ah, and then I got to go more gently. So, and I wait before, and I wait for it, and then too heavy, like that. And then you wait, and then you come in with, but I want to hear all the notes of the chord, but I don't want them just, I want the melody to sing. Just drawing the finger like that, drop and draw. You don't want two notes to sound the same or it's boring. So get but meditate. Hypnotize your audience and hypnotize yourself while you're thinking ahead. Everything's off, and then you see, you can bring your ribs forward. You can come down in with everything, but meditate and relax. That they feel heavier and heavier, and when you're in there, then it's going to feel into the keys heavier, and then draw that one off less, and then so on. So I hope that gives you some ideas. That's one piece. I'll start this one. I don't know if I'll play the whole thing, but the Chopin Prelude in E minor. But when every note counts, it's much easier to be expressive because you're trying to hear the differences between each note. So if you can go, you see, I took the time to melt before I released to drop. Then I can feel the key pushing back at me. I can take that pressure. So, but I don't want to take it before gravity's produced the sound, you see? It's got to be now. Each one of these can be meditated. should have been quieter. So you're not only hypnotizing yourself, you're trying to hypnotize the audience as well with your performance. You're drawing them into the emotional content of the music, and then it becomes fun to play. So I hope that you enjoyed that tutorial and you get something out of it when you apply it to your practicing. Have a good night now. Bye-bye.